Happy afternoon, everybody. Scott Riley, the Market Update Desk. It is November 19th, NMLS number 157524. It's kind of a grayer day outside. We've had some nice sunshine the last few days, but today's definitely on the grayer side. We've got a lot of action going on specifically in the stock market. Let's kind of go over some things. So at 2 o'clock, we're going to get the Fed minutes from the last meeting. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what the actual notes are because we did have some division within the meeting. We had one member want half a point in cuts, another wanting zero. So there was definitely differences of opinion. 1 o'clock, we're going to get a 20-year bond auction. So that's going to be interesting because last week's bond auctions were kind of mixed in the results. Now, the big thing today is going to be NVIDIA. Now, they're going to release their earnings today. And when they do get released, there's three main parts we're looking at: top line, bottom line, forward guidance. Now, the market is expecting $1.25 per share on 54.9 billion in revenue. Now, if we do get these numbers, if they beat them, it would represent a 56% increase year over year, which would be amazing with what they're doing. Now, additionally, the market's expecting Q1 of 26 to show 61.44 billion in revenue, which would represent actually a reacceleration of growth within NVIDIA. And the reason it's just NVIDIA is just extremely important to the overall stock market. Now, interestingly, it's also very important to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, as well as the bond market. The NASDAQ is 87% correlated with Bitcoin, which is right now very, very high. So essentially, Bitcoin follows the tech market. And if NVIDIA were to beat earnings, which is already priced into basically perfection, it would likely cause a risk on assets to rally. But if the stock market, keep in mind the stock market's already very frothy. It's already at very high levels. We've had a big run on it lately. One thing to notice is the cap index is historically high right now. If we get a miss from NVIDIA, that could cause a sell-off. Now, the beneficiary of that would be the bond market because there's going to be a flight to safety. That means could get a benefit to mortgage rates. So NVIDIA can really make the market go one way or the other. So we're watching it really close. Now, when we talk about Bitcoin, it's at a very critical level. In fact, it's given back all of the gains it's had for 25. It's now testing an area of about 93,000. That's where we were, or where it was, at the end of 2024. If this level gives way, prices could be headed a good amount lower. So it's something we want to pay attention to it. Now, Bitcoin, it really trades in 4-year cycles. And historically, after each half, it peaks anywhere from 364 days to 539 days. Currently, Bitcoin is on day 574 post halving. So there is an argument to be made that the high is in for the cycle at 126.3. So we really want to follow what way Bitcoin's going to go to. Now, one thing I did some research on earlier today was who owns the treasury? Who owns the U.S. Treasuries? Where are these concentrated in? A lot of people find it interesting to know what are the top treasury holders. Now, Japan has 1.2 trillion of treasuries. The UK 865 billion. China is now number 3 at 700 billion. Canada, surprisingly, is at 476 billion. Belgium 467. And here was one I didn't expect. Cayman Islands has 427 billion of our debt. Now, we did get the National Association of Home Builders Housing Index, and it showed the overall building confidence for last month rose a point. Now it rose to 38, which is defined as contraction, but it's the second month in a row that we had an upward direction, so that's positive. Now, looking at some of the sub metrics, We're seeing that current sales index rose 2 points to 41. Future sales expectations actually fell 3 to 51. Now, but keep in mind that's still an expansion. It's kind of interesting that the future sales actually fell. I'm actually very surprised at that. Buyer traffic rose 1 point to 26. No, that's still definitely in weak levels. Mortgage applications for last week, purchases fell 5%, refinances fell 7%. But keep in mind, year over year, purchases are up 26%, and refis are up 125%. So tomorrow morning at 8:30, we're going to get the long-awaited September BLS jobs report. The market's really looking at an expectation of about 50,000 jobs to be created and unemployment rate to stay 4.3. Now, there's definitely some opportunity for that unemployment rate to maybe tick to 4.4. And I think we might get a little to the downside, actually, with the job numbers coming in. So we'll stay on top of that. That's going to be a big day tomorrow for mortgages. We'll keep you updated. The Market Update Desk, your original singular market news source for West Michigan. Give us a call. We'll help you get pre-approved, work to help get your offer accepted, and explain the different programs and market forces that are out there. 616-293-2189. Have a great afternoon, everybody.